most important with this project is that it's coming from the community, that local residents are picking projects themselves and doing things that they want to do, that it's about things they're passionate about, pieces of land that they're passionate about, and make it sustainable so that they'll be looking after it, and it's not always outside agencies. It doesn't have to be large projects, just small projects that they feel that they can cope with.
The graveyard project was a very personal project for me. My husband's family are buried there, and when I first met my husband and started researching the family history, I walked down into the graveyard with his aunt. It was so overgrown that we couldn't find the family grave, and she walked home afterwards and just sat and cried. And I think it was at that moment that I decided something needed to be done, and I started off at that very personal level, just restoring our own family grave. But at that same time, my son was looking to do some sort of volunteering project with his friends, and they got together and we started actually working on other graves in the graveyard. And from those small beginnings, the whole project just escalated to how it was in 2009 when we started, just a very small personal family project, to something that's really become a big community initiative. And we've now had over 500 people into the graveyard and volunteering. I'd like to say that I had the vision to know where it was going to go, but in all honesty, I didn't, and I am just absolutely flabbergasted at what we've achieved. It soon became apparent with the graveyard project that the scale of it was far beyond what residents could do on their own, and we were very fortunate to be able to enlist the support of a number of agencies. British Waterways assisted with a tap that was continually being stolen, and they gave us a big metal bollard that's used on the canals, which actually protected the tap that we reinstalled. We worked with Community Payback, who did a lot of work actually painting out the graffiti on the wall at the bottom and cutting back a lot of the overgrown sycamore trees. And we've worked with numerous agencies such as The Challenge, who brought in groups of young people, Solihull Youth Service and the youth offending teams that have actually helped us to achieve our aims.
The project, which is called Kingshurst Community Gardens, was originally initiated by the Art Space, which is run out of a shop in the Kingshurst Parade. We started the project to help people in the community to have something to do to improve their mental well-being, their general health, and to improve the environment, really. Our aim is to try and brighten it up with plants and flowers, and also try and grow vegetables so that people can actually just pick their own vegetables and take them home, and it might start a revolution, we hope.
We've got a number of projects here. We use the community gardening project with lots of local volunteers to enhance the space around the parade. So we've used that as well in the community events for Kingshurst by the Sea and Kingshurst by the Tropical Sea, which have been one-off events where we've involved beaches and donkeys and got all the local traders involved with tombolas and various things, activities for the local community, so that everybody can use the space in a different way and see that it's not just a shopping parade, but it's a community space that we can all use.
Yeah, so the project that we've got at the moment is called Dig for Victory. So we've got a few different spaces of land, and basically what we're trying to do is create a sense of community again within the area. And by doing that, we're planning on having different raised vegetable beds and allotment spaces that we can then take them vegetables that the community have locally grown and distribute them back out to vulnerable people that live in the area. Yeah, so in our Victory Garden, we're going to have allotment space, which will just be behind me. We've got a few raised beds for some of the local people whose houses back onto here. And then we have a trench that we're building in an air raid shelter.
I'm Gavin Douglas, I'm the rector here at St Mary and St Margaret, been here 7 years, and this is part of the St Mary and St Margaret Castle Bromwich Community Hall project, which was just taking off when I arrived. We'd got planning permission to build a new hall after about 16 years. We raised some funds, and part of that planning permission from both the diocese and Solihull Metropolitan Borough Council was to landscape the grounds. And we thought that was a great opportunity to have a garden and also to have a memorial garden where relatives could put ashes of loved ones. The project involved the Parochial Church Council, which is about 14 people who represent the congregation, myself. We also had officials from the diocese and advisors, and we engaged a landscape architect, and we got a very generous legacy from somebody who used to live in the parish. And myself and somebody called Two Davids did the coordination work on the ground with the actual landscape contractors. We have community involvement from one of our local schools down in Castle Vale. We also have Terry Nibb's organisation, who do a lot of work in the churchyard, the old churchyard across the road. We have gardening clean-ups. We've had other groups of young people helping us. And every year Greenwood Academy come in and do a little bit of extension work on the garden. And it's now very much a community resource, and people come here because it's a haven of tranquility and silence and prayerfulness, even though it's just a couple of 100 yards from Junction 5 on the M6.
The most important thing is that the community have a say in what they're doing, and they're taking ownership of projects, and it makes it more sustainable because they're passionate and it's coming from, again, the community.